Howdy, music fans. Thanks for joining me today. I'm going to do another ranking, and I'm also going to show you this really cool Led Zeppelin box set. As a kid, I liked Led Zeppelin okay, and I had most or all of their albums, and on vinyl. I read Hammer of the Gods. I was into them, not hugely into them, but I did like them. As an adult, I've kind of grown out of them a little bit. And I've always had my favorite album of theirs on CD, and then some compilation burns and stuff, CDRs. But I saw this on eBay in my feverish year of really upping my collection and buying a lot of stuff, and it was a decent price. And I thought I'm gonna get their whole collection again and have everything. So I bought this interesting box set. I don't know if I like it as much as I would like having the separate albums, and then I will show you why soon. Many of you may already be familiar with this set. On the bottom, of course, there's the list of all their studio albums. And it opens, has a little tab here, little handle, whatever. You open the box like that. And then they come out, well, this is how they look on the inside. And it's interesting because each one is numbered. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's kind of interesting. Is it 8 or is it 9? Or is it 10? 10. And then there's a booklet, of course, that comes with it as well. And the booklet is text, and I have looked through this, but I haven't read it yet. It is text and photos as well. Nice page photo of Jimmy Plant. Jimmy Page there, and there's John Bonham, and I'm not going to go through all of it. It sounds like it's not well put together and cracking. I hope this isn't another pirated version of something. I don't think it is, because I bought it used and it wasn't that cheap. But it was about the going rate of what I saw of other used ones online. A little bit less maybe, but not much less. So some really great photos in there, and a lot of text. Ooh, nice black and white photos. Looks like it's a pretty nice book, actually. I likely will read this. I will tell you, I don't read every single book of every single thing I buy. I do listen to it all, although my listening is way backed up, and I haven't listened to all of this yet. Since I bought it, I've listened to maybe half of it, but I did go through it all recently just to remind myself what the album sounded like and what the songs were. There's the song info, so that I could do a simple rating on this. Okay, which I already pretty much could do. It wasn't too hard in my head. I certainly knew my first ones. Anyway, here's what I don't like about this set. It might be what a lot of people do like about it, but they're in these booklets, and they're doubled up. So you have one, and it's just a fancy way of doing it. There's Led Zeppelin 1, the first album, or is that 2? Sorry, that's Led Zeppelin 2. There's 1, and then you open this up, and the discs, I believe, as I recall, all look the same. They all look like the box, basically. So nothing too special there. And they just say Led Zeppelin. Then you get the cover photo there, and that's nice. And then you get the back cover photo and the song info, which they corrected eventually from saying that they wrote everything to showing who really wrote the songs. As Shannon D has mentioned, that they really did do an excellent job of making songs that they kind of stole at the time, making them their own, and really they were kind of their own songs. A lot of these songs, they really Led Zeppelin to them. They really made them sound like Led Zeppelin, and so they almost are originals, and I respect that. I get that. But I think when I was younger, I remember all the songs said Plant, Bonham, Page, Jones, and now in reissues and stuff, they have the original writers on the songs. And some of these, they just took parts. They didn't take the whole thing, or they took ideas and lyrics and stuff, and they didn't take the whole song. I think the Lemon song is one of those. It's like that, from a Robert Johnson tune. So nice to see them crediting. There's Zoso, or 4, however you want to call it. That was 3 a minute ago. So, sorry, there we go. Of course, if you know Zeppelin or a Zeppelin fan, you've already seen all these pictures. One thing I will say is cool about this packaging is it gives us, I guess these are the inner sleeves of what the albums were, and then it gives us all the photos, which the jewel case doesn't always do, and certainly those little cardboard sleeve ones don't do oftentimes, right? Well, they never do, right? Those little box sets, and I've shown a bunch of those little the cheap clamshell box sets that just show the front and the back. And there's Houses of the Holy, and now this one looks like, oh no, it's not, it's the same. I was going to say the CD looked different, but it's just, looking through the hole I could see that disturbing cover. Very, very mythical, Icelandic, Nordic type style stuff that they got into for a while. And they're an interesting band for sure, and like I said, there's presence. They did make things really their own, and I definitely respect them. And they were fantastic musicians, were, and good writers. I did feel that Jimmy Page's guitar playing at times was a little sloppy, which might be what some people might call a charm for him, and that I absolutely get, because some of my favorite bands are loose and ragged and sloppy, and so I get that. Here's Physical Graffiti, but when I get into the ratings, I'll talk more about my feelings about their sound specifically, and the things I like and the things I don't like. And these looks like we're going to jump over now, to the second side or second album. So it depends on what you like. That was all of it for this set. If this is something that you like, this idea here, these CDs are not. You got to get them just right to slip them back in there, as you may be noticing me struggling a little with them. Then there's In Through the Outdoor. I think that's what that is. Yeah, as I recall. So it depends on what you like. If you like the set, like you like the packaging, then by all means, this is for you. But if you'd rather have them separate, which in retrospect now I kind of wish I would have found something that had all of their stuff separate. There's a lot in this one. That would have been pretty cool, I think, if I would have had all this separate. And then we'll go to Coda, the last thing that they did, we'll say, for now, until I get into my rankings. I wouldn't mind having these, especially for a ranking. It's going to be a little weird now, holding this stuff up the way it is and showing it to you all as and putting them in order. But we're going to do that, and we're going to start with we're going to go from least favorite to favorite. And this is a band where I have said in the other ranking video I did so far that I believe each album is its own piece of work, its own piece of art, and it was meant to be listened to from start to finish, and that's what the artist intended. And I still agree with that. But this is a band that I find a little more easy to rank, although listening to everything the other day, I was like, wow, I forgot how much I like this. I forgot how much I like this. I forgot how many of their songs I really know and like. And then there's ones that I don't connect the song to the title, and there's a bunch of those. And then I listen to them and I'm like, oh yeah, that one. And oh yeah, I like that one. And so, this is actually a little tougher than I expected. But we're going to start with Presence. I think Presence is not great. Presence is pretty, I don't like its herky-jerkiness. Since my camera is attached to my table, when I herky jerk, it'll herky jerk, so that gives you that effect. I don't like all of the songs on this, and just the style that they're really getting into. Some might call it funky, but I think they did a lot better job with some other things that were much more funky. Songs I like on here, as I recall, they're all okay. They're just not my favorites at all. Candy Store Rock, I think I liked okay, and Royal Orleans and Achilles' Last Stand, and Nobody's Fault But Mine, that's okay. That's They say Jimmy Page here, but that's an old traditional um, um, blues folk tune. So maybe I'm wrong about them changing the, the credits on here. Anyway, Presence is number, what is it? We're going to say how many albums did they actually have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Presence is number 9 for me. All right. Now we're going to move on to number 8. Number 8 is easy. Number 8 is Coda. Coda is a collection mostly of outtakes and things that just didn't get on albums. And I did like Coda, actually, listening to it the other day quite a bit. But then I kept listening to everything else, and I was like, oh, but I like that more. But here's what I like on Coda. And it's hard to call this an album because again, it's a collection of outtakes that they just didn't release, and this might have even come out after they broke up, for all I remember. I'm not sure, but where is the part that has the songs? Gotta fish through all this. Okay, here we go. So this, I'm not going to count the bonus tracks because the bonus tracks weren't on the original albums, but We're Gonna Groove is a pretty cool kind of rocker, and Poor Tom, as I recall, was kind of funky. And I Can't Quit You, Baby, Willie Dixon, there they go, good for you guys. Ozone Baby, I thought was kind of cool. It's a rocker, it's got Wearing and Tearing and Bonzo's Montreux. I'm sorry, I can't handle drum solos. I'm not a jazz head. I liked jazz for a while, and I still like it okay, but I don't like jazz and bass solos very much. I'm sorry, just not into it. And yeah, so it's okay. It's good. It's not terrible. It's not great. It's not their best work, but it's all right. Okay, next one, Houses of the Holy. Now we're starting to get into some pretty good work here. Houses of the Holy is so that was number 8. This is number 7 in a pretty strong catalog, mind you. So Houses of the Holy has we're taking off now with their material, getting pretty good stuff here. Oh, I forgot, Coda has Traveling Riverside Blues and Hey Hey What Can I Do, which are the 45 bonus tracks. They were on 45 singles. They were not on the original album, but on the CD, that's kind of cool, but doesn't count. Okay, so bonus tracks. Houses of the Holy. The song remains the same. Great. The Rain song is great. Over the Hills and Far Away is really good. The Crunge is good. Dancing Days is good, but I'm kind of tired of it. Dire Maker I like a lot. That's probably my favorite song on the album. No Quarter, of course, everybody loves. It's slow, strange, weird, atmospheric creepiness. And then mystery, I don't know, mysteriousness. And then the Ocean. Ocean's okay. These aren't my favorites, but they're good. It's a good, solid album. So that makes it up to number 7. Okay, so now we're up to number 6, and here I'm going to get really crucified. Everybody's going to, if anybody watches this video, they're going to yammer and say, what? Because some people have called this album the greatest album of all time. And so Zoso, number 4, is my number 6 album, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, my number 6 album. So it is a great album. It beat out Houses of the Holy, which is also a great album. It's just, a lot of these songs are kind of, I'm sick of, granted, but that's not the problem. Black Dog is great. Rock and Roll is great. I'm tired of both of them. The Battle of Evermore, I was never a big fan of that song. I know Heart covers it. I'm sure others do as well. Stairway to Heaven, of course, is one of the greatest songs of all time. People say, I don't say. I think it's great. I like it. But I will never gravitate toward it. I'll never listen to it by choice ever again. I don't know that I ever did in the first place. Misty Mountain Hop, I like. It's another one I'm kind of tired of. Four Sticks is good. I like that. Going to California is probably the best song on here for me. And When the Levee Breaks, that's a good one too. And I think that's a cover. I think Memphis Minnie did something pretty akin to that. I know she did. Oh, there it says. And Memphis Minnie. It says Page, Plant, Bonham, Jones Bonham, and Memphis Minnie. They all wrote it together. That's hilarious. So anyway, this is my number 6, and I know many people will argue that this is one of the greatest albums of all time. I won't argue that. I was thinking about doing a video about all the bands that everybody loves that I don't love. It's not all the bands, it's a handful of artists that everybody, they are monumental to them. And Led Zeppelin would be one of the ones in that. And that'd be an interesting video to do. I think I might get really crucified in the comments. But anyway, next, now you're really going to be like, what? That beat out, blah blah blah. For In Through the Outdoor. In Through the Outdoor is an album that I don't think there's a song on it I don't like. I honestly think I like every song on this album. Listened to it yesterday and was just like, wow, yeah, I remember all these. And it had a couple that were more commercial, like Fool in the Rain and All of My Love, right? Those were the big radio ones. In the Evening is a great song. It's a rocker. It's really good. Southbound Soiree is much more getting into some kind of country rock and roll feel. Carusula Bamba, no, I could never say that. Carouselambra. There we go. That one also is good, and I'm Gonna Crawl is a slow blues, as I recall, and that one's pretty good. Hot Dog is a fun, silly, kind of rockabilly, raved up, kind of Elvis type thing. I think this whole album, it's only 7 songs, so it's hard to go wrong, although the other one I think is only 8 songs, but I like every song on this album a lot. And they're just I like them better than the other one. And granted, part of the other reason that 4 only made it to number 6 might be its overplayedness. That is definitely, I think, a valid reason for it to be ranked. I'm not ranking things based on hits. I'm ranking things based on opinion, based on how I feel and what I would gravitate to. This is an album that I would listen to. I would put on my own and listen to on purpose and enjoy the whole album. Okay, this brings us to the next one, which is getting to the home stretch here. Number 4 is Led Zeppelin 1. And this is another one, they really started off with a bang, this band did. And 1 is another one that I didn't think was this high up there for me, although then I look and see how small a catalog and it makes sense. But it has Good Times, Bad Times, Babe, I'm Gonna Leave You, You Shook Me, Dazed and Confused. Those 3 are all pretty slow, long, drawn out, bluesy, psychedelic things, and I like them. Good Times, Bad Times I like better. Your Time Is Gonna Come I like a lot. Black Mountain Side, as I recall, I like that. Communication Breakdown's fantastic, and I Can't Quit You Baby is great. Willie Dixon, this is the first time they released it. I think it was, I said it again on Coda. How Many More Times, that's another one. Do they say they're writing that with somebody? Because I believe that is an old blues as well. No, they say that that's theirs. So I could be wrong, or they could just be not crediting again, which they do sometimes. Anyway, I do think this is a really solid album, although now looking at the songs, I'm starting to wonder if actually In Through the Outdoor would beat this out for me. But listening to it the other day, I do remember liking all of it, so I'm going to keep it where it is. Okay, and that leads me to number 3, which is Led Zeppelin 2, and this one I definitely like better than Led Zeppelin 1. It is really solid. It's got a whole lot of love. What Is and What Should Never Be. Ooh, what a lucky man he was. I can't help myself. I don't know why. Every time I hear that ooh part, I want to go to that what a lucky man he was, and I don't even remember what band that is. That's some Procol Harum or some out there band I don't even know. Anyway, that always makes me think of that. But it's a great song. The Lemon Song. Do they credit anybody here, besides themselves? No. So I take it back. I thought that they put some credits on here for other people. That we got the Whole Lot of Love. They credit Willie Dixon with a little bit of that. They put him on the end of their names. Anyway, Thank You is a great one. Heartbreaker and Living Loving Maid. They used to play them together on the radio all the time, and they are both fantastic songs. Absolutely wonderful. And so is Ramble On. Moby Dick, I think, goes through another drum thing, so that's not a big one for me. But Bring It On Home is really a pretty cool rolling little blues thing. So, Led Zeppelin 2 is right up there. And the next one is, where is it now? Led Zeppelin 3 is my second favorite Led Zeppelin album, and that's been the case all along. Led Zeppelin 3, I think, is a wonderful album. As I recall, I like every song on it. Listening to it the other day, I really dug it. And some people will say, well, that's because I like country and acoustic stuff, and that's right. Immigrant Song, though, is pretty rockin'. Valhalla, I Am Coming, but Friends, Starts off their little parade here, the little run of more acoustic stuff. So Friends and Celebration Day. Celebration Day is a pretty exciting, fun song. Since I've Been Loving You. That is another one that I believe is an old blues. Did they credit anybody else on that one? Nope. Um, and then Out on the Tiles. I don't remember that one as well. But Gallows Pole, of course, that is an old traditional, and they don't put anybody. Oh, it says traditional there. Yay! Arranged by Jimmy Page and Robert Plant. Cool. Um, that one I love. And Tangerine is gorgeous. That's the Way is fantastic. And Brawn Your Stomp is a really fun song. And Hats Off to Roy Harper's pretty cool. You know, get to hear some of Jimmy Page's slide work. So, 3. And obviously, that leaves us with, ta-da, Physical Graffiti, the best Led Zeppelin album there is. Absolutely love this album. I still have my jewel case copy of it. Since I've bought this, I haven't gotten rid of it, and I'm thinking of keeping it. I don't know. I still haven't decided, but this album, double album, is just, everything is fantastic on this. Custard Pie, The Rover, In My Time of Dying. Now, come on, that one definitely is an old traditional. What does it say here? They don't give anybody any credit on In My Time of Dying. Good Lord. Houses of the Holy. I always find that interesting when bands do that. They put the title track of another album on a different album. You know, Houses of the Holy is not on Houses of the Holy, it's on Physical Graffiti. Regardless, it's a great song, a rockin' song. Trampled Underfoot, big, heavy, rockin' song. This is where their herky-jerkiness, to me, is more funky on these albums. On Physical Graffiti and some things on Houses of the Holy. Kashmir, of course, is a gorgeous song, and they have a habit of dragging songs out, but they put all these parts in them that it works. It works really well. In the Light on starting disc 2 or side 3 is fantastic. Brawn Your is great, and that then they go to Brawn Your Stomp on this. Well, they did Brawn Your Stomp on this one first, and then they did this later, but. That's pretty cool. Down by the Seaside, obviously, if you know me, that's one of my favorites. 10 Years Gone is a great rocker. Night Flight is a great rocker. The Wonton song I don't recall as well, but I like it. Boogie with Stu, come on. They mean Ian Stewart, and it's a piano, rockin' piano tune. Black Country Woman, that's the one where they hear a plane overhead, and they talk about cutting it out, and Jimmy Page goes, nah, leave it. And I think that's kind of fun and cool. And then Sick Again, I'll admittedly don't remember that one as well. But I wonder if it says on here if Ian Stewart actually played on this. My recollection is that Ian Stewart did play on Boogie with Stu. Oh, and they recorded it at the Rolling Stones mobile studio. Actually, they recorded several of these. Also recorded at Ronnie Lane's mobile studio. Rolling Stones, Ronnie Lane. So very cool. It's cool how all those British rock guys were all kind of in the same little scene together, the Faces and the Stones and the Beatles and Led Zeppelin and so many others crossing into their paths. But anyway, there is my ranking. Number 1, Physical Graffiti. Number 2, Led Zeppelin 3. Number 3 is Led Zeppelin 2. Number 4 is Led Zeppelin 1. Number 5 is In Through the Outdoor. Number 6 is Zoso or 4. And number 7 is, good Lord, Houses of the Holy. Number 8 is Coda. This is why I don't like this packaging. And the last one, number 9, is Presence. If anything were to, I said in another ranking video that things could switch. This would pretty much stay, I think, pretty solid for me. If anything switched, it would be 2 and 1 could maybe change places, or In Through the Outdoor and 1 could maybe change places, and Houses of the Holy could maybe scoot around somewhere. I don't know, not really. Houses of the Holy is in the right place. Okay, let me hear your thoughts. Let me have it. Go ahead and slam me nicely and gently and politely if you can. And tell me your thoughts about ranking Led Zeppelin. All right, please subscribe. I would love to have more subscribers and reach more people and share more of this with more people. like, comment, and thanks. Have a great day.